away from my Carolina home. Had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far it's been hell. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. We were digging and shifting 5 to 5, selling everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bars. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and Satan was a star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And blood lined the streets. Men were shot down for the sake of having fun, or just to hear the noise of their 44 guns. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Now my widow, she weeps by my grave. Tears flow free for her man couldn't save. Shot down in cold blood by a gun that carried fame, all for the useless and no good, worthless claim. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there.
Hey, 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 YouTubers and friends! How are all of you doing tonight? Well, I hope. Tonight, it's the last Tuesday of the month, as you all know, which is our show us what you got, where we share your finds with the community, and also Open Line Tuesday, but I know ToledoJess wants to talk about some Supreme Court issues with the EPA that can affect everybody in the mining lifestyle. Um, Also got some announcements about some events going on out west and here in the Midwest. Couple. But other than that, I look forward to a really good show. So don't go away. Jesse and I right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday Night Hangout Live. It's Tuesday Night Hangout Live with your hosts and Marvin. ToledoJess. Tuesday Night Hangout Live is a FlashInYourPan production.
Every day on the cricket beat, flashes your plan.
How are you doing tonight, Jesse? Ruby?
All right. How about you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Down on the wire on a job. Have to be done by Thursday. Should be done. Hopefully. Other than that, had a nice Memorial Day weekend. Chilling at home. I was gonna go to the OSPA meet, but decided not to go.
Yeah, I didn't go either. I chilled at home. Well, I don't have a vehicle right now yet. Hopefully at the end of this week. Hopefully at the end of this week. Hopefully at the end of this week. I can hope at the end of this week I have my truck.
Okay.
All right. Hopefully at the end of this week. If I say it enough times, it's true, right?
Stay hopeful.
Okay.
I'm knocking on wood for you, buddy.
All right.
Hola, bien amigo de Vivia. Mr. Lodak, the world's greatest moderator, and Terry Curry. Good evening, good sir.
Oh man, it looked like my cat's sick.
Uh-oh.
He doesn't seem to be feline well. Number one.
Hey, backyard prospecting. Good morning, Brad Welch. Bill, good to see you.
RST.
Randy, Scotty, Tony. Yeah, he was like the first in the house tonight. Gold Hunter
Yeah, he was.
77.
Well,
Hello.
I was actually in earlier, but there was nobody. I mean, I didn't say anything.
Hey, Don
Kodak.
G.
David Villa.
David, PA Patriot Prospecting. Did I tell you I met him at Freedom Fest?
Yeah, at the last weekend, right?
Yeah. No, not last weekend.
No.
Before that.
Oh, recently.
Recently.
Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting. Welcome.
I think he's resting.
Ert was early. Was Ert early?
Yes, Ert.
Oh, so
was
we have to
early.
give some of those back to him from when he was late, right?
We'll think. And Bull Lion was in and out. Caleb, you better be getting some sleep, dude.
Yeah, that happens. Gotta get some sleep, or you do get worn out.
Our friend Willie, Tin Man Magnet Fishing, looked like he had a great time in Wisconsin with like Beauty and the Beard from Iron Antler Adventures and
Oh, cool.
Ben from Ben from
Ben from
Kratos
bed.
Magnetics was up there, TeamKratos all the way, along with a whole slew of other magnet fishing.
Hey,
And
Brad.
then
Well, I think we got everybody there, right? Backyard prospecting, welcome. Boom, he
yeah,
said.
Big Daddy's in the house, backyard
Ooh,
prospecting.
Nightbot's here.
Not sure if Marvin Huff is still there,
Ohio Relic
but
Hunter.
he was earlier.
Gold Hunter
And
77 in the house. Terry
Alice in
Curry. Oh,
Wonderland, welcome to the channel membership. I greatly appreciate it.
yes. Alice in Wonderland. There
Greatly
3 times.
appreciate it. I don't know if they're here yet. Nonetheless, greatly appreciate
Shelley
all
Williams.
the channel members.
Shelley Williams
Liz,
says,
how
hi,
are you?
Flashy.
Good to see you, Liz. Um,
Chris Roberts.
Charles and Sandy from Razor's
Risers.
Treasure
Treasure Hunting
Hunting
Emporium. Welcome.
Emporium. It's very good to see you back,
Yeah.
Charlie.
Yeah, they haven't been around a
Very
while.
good to see you back. Mona, hello. How are you?
Digging Canuck.
GoPro
What's
Unlimited.
up?
Good to see you, Jeff.
GoPro CPU.
Chilling and grilling with Dan B in the house. Maybe. Good night.
Mona.
Huh?
What's up, Mona?
Hello.
Kyle King Prospecting. Hello. That's what I see.
Kyle King. Hey. Californians are here. The
Yep.
Carolinas are here. Chris Roberts, hello and welcome. The Midwest is here. The East Coast, West
Paul
Coast,
C.
Down Under's here.
Uh,
Paul C, how you doing? Good to see ya.
so now that we got all the people that aren't lurking, welcome our lurkers who aren't chatting or just lurking. You know who
Very
you are.
important to us, you all are,
Yeah.
including those who
AP.
listen to the podcast replays over at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and several others. Thank you. No, I don't thank them enough for during the early part of the show.
Thomas.
Anyway,
Heavyweight. Folks. What's
folks,
up, buddy?
jinx. Echo, echo, echo. Lucky Ducky Thomas, folks. But we do have a couple events coming up.
Digging with Deej.
Hi, Deej. Great live stream tonight at your cellar hole. That's a wicked cool find you got. And I think you might be right. The way I don't think it's powder thing because it has holes in it. Maybe incense, but could be a jewelry box. The Buckeye chapter of the GPAA here in Ohio have their 16th annual faucet coming up next month on the 17th and 18th of June at the beautiful, the gem of the East Coast, the Swank
Right
West lease of the Gold Prospectors Association of America. There's common digs for both adults and children. Merchandise vendors will be there. Kids' activities, after dark.
Lots of metal detecting.
Free after dark metal detect time.
Lots of metal detecting.
I-
Lots of
I-
metal detecting during the day too.
Yeah, yeah. And I know Audra, was it Fossick or Gold Rush days when you joined?
I think it was Gold Rush days.
Could be right because Jocelyn,
'Cause
Elizabeth, and Drew joined.
They were
us
there on
Fossick.
Classic, right?
But I believe Matt Hospfire's gonna be there, the
Cool.
prospecting geologist and a good friend of Flashing Your Pan, and I love his dad. Bob's wicked cool. Took me up in his airplane for like an hour.
Man, we've had a ton of people just come in here since you started talking.
Could be show your love raid. It could very well be a raid from the Jersey
David
History 100.
Alfonsi, Art is in the house. Who else I see?
Jack Frank, how are you doing,
Jack
my
Frank.
friend? Nice
Your brother
looking
James in the
turkey
house.
you got. James Van Cleve.
Frank, yeah. Some people
My
just
brother
jump
of another
all of a
mother
sudden.
who's actually a brother. Our blood's thicker than my own brother. Good to see you, David Alfonsetti. But Jack Frank, I work with Jack, great guy. He got a really nice turkey up in Michigan last week. About time, Jack. About time. Audra, maybe? Is Audra in the house?
Well, I haven't seen her yet, maybe.
Scott McClure, hey, how you doing? Us, us. Oh, we love our lurkers too, Jack. No worries. But where was I? Yeah, there'll be games, other games and raffles at Fossick this year, and whatever else they can think of. Fee-free outdoor vendor space available if you're interested in selling goods at Fossick. Just contact them at ohiobuckeyegold@gmail.com. Sponsored in part by prospectinggear.com. Gonna butcher this. It's the metal detector. No, I have their pinpoint too. Come on, help me out. Nokita. I think they're Nokita detection technologies and predator.
Yup. Nokia.
Again, that's June 17th and 18th at the beautiful Swank West lease here in between Belleville and Butler, Ohio, along the beautiful Clear River. Deej has been to that lease before during Gold Rush. Deej and Connection Protection. Then we have this one for those who might want to venture to the mother lode of California. Is August 10th through the 13th. Downeyville Gold Rush Day. Downeyville is a very nice gold rush town along I guess it's State Route 49 along the beautiful North Fork Yuba River, but they have a whole slew of activities going on, camping close by,
When is that?
August 10th through the 13th. So they also been granted by the city of Downey prospect for gold on the Yuba River, North Yuba River, and salmon. Yeah, uh, the
Are they gonna be able to use high
Downey
bank
and the
and stuff or
Downey
what?
River and the North Fork Yuba River. There'll be gold mining and prospecting equipment vendors there, like Mike Pung from Gold Cube and Cash Best from Golden Sand, along with Joey from Adventures in Prospecting. And thanks for the hat, James.
Is that the one that Ricky's putting on?
Yes, yes. Brought to you by International California Mining Journal, which we represent here. Great rag, great magazine for the mining community. Public Lands for the People, Runkey Mining, Adventures and Services, and Discover Downeyville, along with several
Oh,
other new sponsors are being added all the time. Josh has been
no, I haven't.
hard on it.
You see, Mr. Lodax says, anyone see the guy that's been having meltdowns on Facebook today? He said he found 1 ounce in an hour.
Huh.
Huh.
Oh, good for him.
Cool.
Good for him.
James, I'll be there.
And can't forget Blue Leads outing the last
Right.
weekend of July.
Right.
It'd be held
29th,
at
July 20th.
Union Flats. What dates are the 29th and 30th at Union
Right.
Flats on the North Yuba River? Union Flats is a campground, but I believe it's already booked solid. But there are some other campsites by there and some lodging, Downeyville and Wetton.
Right. So that's the weekend. That's the weekend before Ricky's, then, isn't it? Well, no, it's 2 weekends.
2 weeks.
It's about the time we'd be coming back.
Second.
Yeah, I'll be going to the Nugget hunt to Blue Leads. Me and Dano and
Samuel and
Patrick and
Chris.
Team Prospecting.
If things would have went different
Sam.
this year, but shit, I mean, beep happened. Yeah, me too, backyard. I didn't get out at all really last year. I got out metal detecting quite a bit, but not prospecting. But I've already
Yeah,
been on the river once.
that'll be
so
my
far
only
this
trip,
year.
and long trip for the summer this year. The rest of my stuff will be around Ohio and Indiana and stuff.
And like Kyle King, he
Maybe
just
Michigan,
slept
hopefully.
in his car last year. JP Lunzamore, how you doing, brother?
I like to get up to Lake Superior sometime this summer too.
Well, I've been talking to a certain somebody going up there, a couple of certain somebodies. So probably while you guys are enjoying yourself on the North Yuba, I just ask. Here's what I'm gonna ask. All my friends that are going to the nugget hunt with our good friend Top Cat, Two Toes, Smith's Gold, Blue Lee, the Hugh Hefner of the Yuba, and so many other great people, Ottis Ferris, West Coast Prospecting, Mayhem Prospecting. Oh yeah, he canceled that too. Darn it. Darn it, Brandon. But it's cool. I know you're a busy dude and you're all over. Robert Dupati, how you doing? But I'm planning that same time you guys are out there to be up on the South Shore of Lake Superior in the UP doing a little beach mining.
That'll be fun.
Hopefully,
That should be fun.
with a couple of people. And I believe that weekend, Mike Punn's gonna be. So, be funny to run into him. We'll be. If Martin's there too, it'd be like two of us running dream mats in our cube, and old Mike Punn will be there. Mike, I love the guy and his minor jokes, but remember that gold show when I had everything he invented had dream mats in it at our booth?
Right.
My gold cube, my banjo pen, everything. I love them both, but they're even better with dream mat. And nothing personal to all of you who love Gold Hog. Or silicone mats, Dennis. Graveyard Prospecting, how are you doing? I also saw Rock Butcher in here. I just ordered a combo Dream Mat sleeves. Can't wait to test it out next month. You're gonna love it, Kyle. You're gonna love it. Especially clean out. I have a video where I do a clean out, the whole clean out, and back running in less than 10 minutes. Easy. I agree with you there, Graveyard. I don't like the map for the Blue Bowl, but know why Dave made it? Because he was nagged to.
That's what everybody was asking him for. Hey, I want this.
Give the
let's make that.
people,
Okay,
give the customer what they want, you know,
Right.
and they have to decide. In my opinion, and I told Dave, you know, Jesse and I both do stuff with Dave. But I told him the Blue Bowl isn't intended to move material like that. But it did catch the gold well, really well.
Yeah, it
Real
did.
pain in
I mean,
the butt.
if you had
a silicone,
if you wanted to go through a 5-pound bucket of material real quick and get as much of the gold out really fast.
Well, why use my Blue Bowl when I can go through it twice as fast in my?
I eliminate that process
cube.
because I dream mad from the get go. So
yeah, and I process stuff through my gold cube. Then my Blue Bowl to get clean gold.
Right.
I think David and Tim have been doing a superior job.
Just speaking of the devil, he's sitting here texting me right now.
Oh, really? Is he listening to us right now? Are you lurking, Dave?
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's probably doing what I do to you during the intro there. Talking to you.
Right.
When he tells me crap.
Why gold? Good night, Jim.
I told him, yeah, thanks.
Brother?
I told him, yeah, thanks, Dave. Right in the middle of the show.
Blue Bowl too. I need to see what Jim said.
Hey, Ken.
That's okay, Ed. Next year. I sure hope so,
Oh, what's
brother.
up?
I do
You
have
like
a
gold
blue
in the
bowl. I
house?
do have a blue bowl that works really good. I made during the Ed in the Shed years. But okay, whatever. Mr.
What?
Lodak, know what I'm gonna say to someone that hasn't used it? Your opinion don't matter. You have never used it. I love you, my brother, but you've never used it, so your opinion don't matter. On the other hand, I've used Hog. Jesse's used Tog Mat for a while before we started using Dream Mat. So I'll listen to
Hey, I was
Jesse's
using, I was
opinion.
using, I was using hog mat when Doc first started bringing it out. Started bringing all these different mats. I was getting the mats too. I was getting them, cutting them, putting them together, running them, catching gold, without a doubt.
Mr. Lodak, I said just kidding after. Oh yeah, there it is. Under Y Gold. How you doing, Rob? Glad you're home safe. I like the green bowl better.
But hey,
Green's
here,
nice, Ken, and everybody. That Kenneth Durstler, Durstler. I'm sorry, Ken. I'm butchering your name. Mountain Man
well, he's
Ken.
even butcher.
Butchering it away, like I normally do with names. But Mountain Man Ken, everybody, if you have a chance to ever talk to that guy, which you could, over at prospectorspace.com, he's a regular there, he's a moderator there. That
A
man
wealth of knowledge,
is
without a doubt.
a huge encyclopedia of mining knowledge. Huge,
Absolutely.
huge. Oh, yeah, I don't like it in my blue bowl though, James.
Yeah, didn't care for it myself.
It's hanging on my
Well,
wall.
I think mostly like we were just now talking about though, mostly because I don't have that much cons in the first place where I even need a blue ball. I
That's
mean, I'm
right,
not,
David. That's right, Dream Matt. Unicorn power. The unicorn farted and the Dream Matt was born. But I'm with you there. Mason Mercury, how are you doing? You and your boy. Good to see you. Oh, I love my dredge mat. I have the I need to get one of those 3-stage combo mats for my
Hey, oh,
my mini max. Because right now I
speaking
believe I just have mini in it or Cape D.
have you seen Busted Knuckles' newest video he just put out?
Sean's? No.
Yeah, he just put a video out today.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
the cracks he was working. Wow. Wow. I mean,
No one is yet tonight, Dave.
no, we got no guest.
I thought Dredge Pirates. Oh wow. He's
I
still
did invite,
around?
I did invite, I did invite, oh, I should probably let him know. Paul,
Paul Jarvis?
yeah, I told him
Do
tonight.
Paul. Now if you
Paul
want
had,
to pay for shipping from Canada, dual pull from, it's really close to Joey's. It's really close to Joey's name, Adventures in Prospecting, out of, I believe he's out of Alberta. He does a great job of equipment, but I believe you can pick up some of dual pull stuff over at dreammat.com or prospectorsdream.com. But remember, if you head over there, I do have an affiliation link down in the description. That'd be greatly appreciated if you're shopping for DreamMat to hit that link.
Anyways,
Ordering
Paul
when-
just got done showing off his new conveyor, testing it and stuff. It was pretty cool.
I saw that.
Yeah.
He's been working on that conveyor for a long time.
Right.
He was showing us that when he was a guest on our
Mhm.
show.
Yep. He's got it up and running, all tested, ready to go. So I said, hey, dude, this is the opportunity to come on and talk about it a little bit, get the word out. And I just
Excellent,
texted him.
Mitch.
But anyways, Sean's video was pretty cool. Dude found a lot of gold in them cracks, let me tell you. I was thoroughly amazed at how much he found. But his cracks are way different than ours, man. That's some different ground there. That's some stuff you'll see in the video.
Well, at the Swank, only bedrock I found exposed was by the island, and it's sandstone.
Right.
It's not quite like what we have at Hookmeisters or Cottonwood Trails or even down at the Double D or the Wilson, Hills Pure Gold, or even what's at Picker Hollow. You haven't been there yet, have you?
Yeah, I've been there. I was there once.
Oh, yeah.
I was there once.
Or even like the cracks
Maybe
at
twice.
the JJ
Maybe
line.
twice.
Blistering Barnacles, good day, mate, or good evening. I believe you're in England, so it's good morning. Good morning tomorrow morning. Boy, be good. You are, David. I'm gonna get the smooth header for cleanouts also. 1:34 a.m. Yeah,
Let's talk about what just happened in the Supreme Court last Thursday.
Okay, let her rip, Jesse. The floor's
All right,
all
so-
yours.
So last Thursday, the Supreme Court heard a case about a couple in Iowa, I believe it was Iowa. Let me look real quick. A couple that was trying to build their house on a piece of property they bought near a lake. Well, the house or the piece of property, as they started working on it, the EPA came in and said that they couldn't work on it. They used the Clean Water Act, saying that piece of swamp property there was federally protected because it was so close to the lake. See, they're in their minds, any water that travels to the lake is under their jurisdiction. So, which isn't the case.
Well, if they had it their way, every little drainage ditch would be under their jurisdiction.
And basically what they're saying, what they're doing, that's what they're saying. Yeah, drainage ditches anywhere that like my neighbor next door, his property. We were just talking about this. When it rains, it floods.
Right.
According to them, and like we're maybe quarter-mile away from the river. They're saying that water draining down into the river, which all water goes that way, right? That's where it goes. Was under their control. So if he wanted to build something on his property, he would have to get a special permit, not just a building permit, but a special permit. You know how those special permits are.
Right.
But anyways, last Thursday, the Supreme Court said that no, that's not the way they interpret the Clean Water Act. The Clean Water Act, let me see. Sit here, I just read it. The Clean Water Act pertains to waters of the U.S., right? But they're talking about lakes. They're talking about
Right.
navigable. And when they talk about navigable, that means navigable for a commercial vehicle or a commercial boat, things like that. That from a lake
Right.
to a river to an ocean, they all connect. Navigable lake or navigable waters doesn't mean the creek that runs through Farmer John's backyard, you know, half the year, you know. So they're trying to control that too. Well, the Supreme Court said no, that's not, and what they've done is that they've narrowed their definition of what the Clean Water Act is. It's defined as any water or waterway, specifically when it comes to wetlands and boggy areas, because this is what this fight was about, was a boggy, swampy area across the street from this lake. And the EPA said, no, that's federally protected. So these people, the Sacketts, they fought them all the way to the Supreme Court. I'm sure somebody backed them up, but you know, whatever. And the EPA said, the EPA and the U.S. Army Corps say, well, you know, that's all waters in the United States. So yeah, we have, you know, it's waters of the United States. And the Supreme Court said, no, there are definitions to what you're supposed to be, regulating. So and it's really narrow definition too. They're only supposed to do navigable waterways, commercial navigable. It's commercial. It's what it's all about.
Supposed to, but you know,
Right. Well,
they
you know,
gave them an inch, and
you ever have a boss that says, "Here, do my job for me"?
yeah, all the time.
Okay, so you know what happens then, right? So
right. Ask Jack Frank about that, huh, Jack?
so now they've defined the waterways that the EPA has control over as navigable. Any swamps or wetlands have to be connected. Now they're and it was a 9-0 vote, right? Although the judges all had different reasons for voting the way they voted, and there will be some things carved out of that. Things like there would be an argument like around New Orleans where they got dikes built. I think they're going to cut it down to where an area that's separated by an area that's not man-made, right? You separate a swamp from the river with a dike, but the dike doesn't count because it's man-made. But if it's separated by you know 100 yards or a half a mile, a quarter mile of land that's there, then that doesn't count. It's not protected. And of course, you know, you got the Sierra Club is to say the least upset because you know we're going to pollute everything. But you got to understand the EPA is about commercial business, and the fact that they've been allowed to overstep what their job was because other people weren't doing their job to keep them under control. They've been allowed to get away with this for a while, but I think that's going to change now that the Supreme Court is more conservative than liberal. So
David Peterson
and
has a
I
job
think,
for you, Jesse.
what was that?
David Peterson has a job for
Oh boy, it's
you.
just what I need.
David
More
V
work for
is
him.
like, Jesse works?
Yeah.
Believe it or not, even that retired old beep works.
And this is not, they just recently too, just I think about a month ago, the Supreme Court handed down a decision that again narrowed their scope down when it comes to power plants. They were trying to make it almost like impossible for a power plant to operate because of emissions. Well,
Right.
they don't have that authority. But you know, like I say, when the boss lets the when the boss lets the workers do the work however they want to do it, this is what happens. So everybody needs to go back to work, do their jobs right. Damn it. Oh, sorry.
Beep.
But hopefully this continues. The EPA is slowly being eroded, or not eroded, but reined into what they're supposed to be doing, and that's supposed to be keeping Monsanto's and Sun Oil and you know the gas companies, the coal companies from and chemical companies from
Right.
dumping crap
Yeah.
into our rivers. That is their job. Not
It's
telling
supposed to
me
be, but all their croonies in
right.
DC and their what do you call them?
Look. You can call
Lobbyists?
everything. It all boils down to one thing, Ed. It boils down to the money. It all boils down to the money. All about the money.
Oh yeah, all about the money.
So,
Uh,
yep.
Ken, Mountain Man Ken says, I could tell you a lot of stories about the EPA. I bet
Oh
you
yeah,
could, Ken.
any organization like that's not being reined in by the Congress or the government at all, that's being allowed to do and operate the way they feel they should operate. It just goes wild. It goes overboard. Everything does. You know,
Well,
we're a country of extremes.
that's the bad thing about
Bureaucracy.
bureaucracy, and they're unelected officials making
Right.
rules and regulations.
Right.
It's not,
Right.
and then calling it law. Oh, it's the
Right.
law. It
We're
ain't the
right.
law of the
It's not a
land.
law. They're only supposed to be recommending
That's right, Bill.
ideas to take care of the problems that they have. They're not supposed to be making regulations, to dictate to the rest of the people how they want us to be.
And that's one thing we have way, way, way too much in our government is too much bureaucracy.
Absolutely.
Bureaucrats.
So
Unelected activists making the decisions like Ohio Relic Hunters.
mhm.
You're right. Terry
But
Curry, good
hopefully,
to
like I
see
said,
you.
hopefully with this happening with the EPA, they'll things will start improving. Remember, like I always say, all the crap we hear on TV is a tiny little fraction of reality, but it's making the loudest noise. So that's why it seems so bad.
Right.
Not that it's good, but it's
Colin, how you doing, Heavy Meadow?
so that's our political rant for the whole year.
Well, not
We
sure if
saved
it'd
it.
be the
We
whole
saved it for
year.
something. We saved it for something that affects us, because the EPA has
Hurry back,
affected
Jeff.
us in a lot of different ways. I mean, them in partnership with the forestry and again, unelected officials dictating what they want. We can't allow that.
Right.
And as much as I would like to go, let's go take care of this problem, old school way, and like it's been done in the past.
You're right,
I think we can do
Mona.
better. I think we can do
Unfortunately,
better with information. Information is the way that things have to be done right now, because that's where they're beating us.
now,
They're beating us with
here's the thing.
propaganda, I should say, not information.
Most social media is controlled by people on the left or far left, and not with a whole different agenda than, like, most prospectors are fairly conservative, if not libertarian. They're somewhat
Right.
conservative. Me, I am leaning more towards libertarian anarchist. I'd be perfectly
I
happy
lean
with
more
just
towards
a
the libertarian,
volunteerism
but not
system.
anarchist.
I believe there has to be some form of structure, so I can't
I
be
believe in
full.
balance.
Yes, I can't be full-blown anarchist, because anarchy, like communists on paper, looks great.
Right.
But with anarchy, you get chaos, and you get the bad ruling over, being tyrants over the poor and the weak. So you can't have anarchy, because we don't need road warriors here yet.
Right. And the problem, and we're such. I mean, is the show going to be all political? We might as well go for it, dude. But
Well, yeah, but whose
no.
order do we want out of that chaos, Brad? Whose order do we want out of that chaos?
Balance deals with the chaos. See, one of the things that happens, especially in this country, it happens all over, but in this country, I really notice it, is we go from one extreme to another. We don't go. If let's say we have a mass shooting.
Oh, yeah.
What was the first thing that happened? Little kids. I'm talking about a few years back, 10 years ago. What was the first thing? Oh my gosh, mass shootings. We can't have guns in schools and stuff, right? What was it? What was happening? We took it to an extreme, to the point where kids, grade schoolers, kindergarten kids, were being expelled, not just suspended, but expelled for going, bang, bang, you're dead, ha, 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 your turn, playing, right?
Yeah.
So we
They
went
went
from,
to a whole extreme.
yeah, right. And we do that all the time. We go to extremes, one way or the other. We are the pendulum in this country swings so far back and forth. I'd like for that thing to stop swinging, and we all live in perfect harmony. I'm an old hippie. I can't help it, but I also know reality. Reality
Well,
says
the reality
you gotta know.
is you have the left wing and the right wing, and they're on the same damn flipping bird that does the same thing out of their rectum. They shit all over us.
All over us. No, Thomas, we started off as a little talk about the EPA and what's happened with them recently, because the EPA affects us, and rants happen.
It's not really a metal detecting podcast, Thomas. It's a gold prospecting, treasure hunting podcast.
Right.
Whatever your treasure is, if it's detecting, I swing a detector, Jesse swings a detector, but we prefer to be in the water getting nature's bounty, gold, from creation itself. But hey, I don't mind if I find silver or gold underneath the clothesline with my knocks. Not one bit.
or cool relics like gold belt buckles and
We do too, Thomas. We love treasure. And welcome. Eat the bird, tastes like chicken. MJ, in real life, how you doing, girl? Hope the move went well. Hope everything's rolling out. But yeah, and I don't like greed or fascism either on either spectrum. And like you said, Jesse, and every time that pendulum swings, how much higher and harder is it going to be either way?
yeah, it's you think about it, again, it's getting harder and harder to slow that pendulum down.
That's true in either our direction too.
Yeah, either direction. I mean, it swings so far either
I
way.
just would like to our country be back to the basics like our founding fathers meant them to be a republic.
Right.
Not, and it's not a democracy. It's supposed to be a democratic republic. They've
Hey,
been
Ed.
working really hard on that too. Why? They like this stuff, Jesse, and we never do it.
I know, but here, hey, Ed, what did the math book say to the therapist?
I don't know. What did it say?
I've got a lot of problems.
Hey, Willie Shiny Gold, how you doing? That was a really great collab you did with Lisa, our little desert turtle, Lisa. I'm glad she's getting back out there. I know she went through a rough time.
MJ, IRL, welcome. Wheelie.
Ooh, whole gold barn. Instead of a gold shed, now she has a whole gold barn. She just moved to a very rich part of the state of Washington.
Oh, nice.
Working on that video. Nice, Willie.
I've got a little gold closet. So you think you feel inadequate, Brad?
What? You have the whole downstairs, the basement. Well,
that's not the hole downstairs. It's a little cubby hole in the basement.
Cubby hole. Yeah. Okay. I have a messy shop with one clean corner. Hey,
do you hear my neighbor's music?
Telling jokes and mow the yard. Oh, come on, Dave. Full of gold. How you doing, Caleb?
Facts. Oh, full of gold. Yeah. I won't do that one. What's the last thing that goes through a bug's mind when he hits a windshield? His butt.
Do you have 100 dad jokes booked laying around, or is there a dad joke for every day of the month?
Yeah, I got 365 dad jokes.
You showed me.
Yes. I've had it all year, and I was going to do it during the shows once during the show, at least once, but I never did. So tonight's the night, fellas. Dad joke and gold talk.
We have another Ohioan in the house, Doug Rammy. What part of Ohio? Buckeye Lake here. Oh yeah, welcome, Doug. Welcome, Doug.
Who's that?
I don't know.
See him.
Doug Rammy.
Oh, Joseph. Yes,
Joseph
you are tardy.
Walton,
Go sit in the corner.
You're here. Better late than never, our friend. Better late than never.
Who are you talking to, Ert?
Cross a dentist with the boat. Okay.
I don't know, Willie. What's the difference between a bird flu and swine flu? I don't know. We gotta wait for him to type it in.
Well, okay, but Chris here, Chris.
One needs a treatment and the other one needs an ointment.
Chris Roberts. Hello, Chris. Welcome. I remember a cop stopped me at an old gas station as a kid. We had homemade guns, and that was for show, an imaginary bullet. Great time. Good. How come
You ever make a
prospectors
match
never
gun, Ed?
complain about getting hurt? I don't know. Old rubber band guns. I've made rockets out of match heads.
Take a clothespin. Take a clothespin. You take it apart and put it back together inverted. And the spring is the trigger mechanism, right? It's on the outside now. And you stick a wooden match. Probably shouldn't be telling. Kids, don't do this at home. Stick the match head into it, right? And then you take it and you pull the spring back, and it shoots. It lights the match and shoots it at the same time.
Ooh.
Fun stuff.
Disclosure time. Remember, kids, that is done by an old man.
Chris says he made those. Match gun, David says. Hey, everybody knows what those.
Yeah,
hey, right?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, use adult supervision. Yeah, don't trust the adults, Thomas.
Hindsight's often 20/20, but
they're
when
worse
I
than the
look
kids,
back, it's still a bit fuzzy. Jersey Ray Diggs, hey sister Rach, how you doing? Well,
oh God.
You know our friend Jeff Brewers from Brewers Prospecting, mother passed.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Probably the whole community wouldn't hurt if they kept him and his family in their prayers. I know it's hard. I just went through it not long ago, as you all know. And I even was preparing myself for a long time, like Jeff has still. So what's the plan this weekend? I'd like to go dredging with Robert Dupotti. You know, I wanted to go this past weekend with him, but he was busy. And I can't go during the week unless I play hooky from school, but I don't want to use a vacation day for just one day. Unless I'm really sick or something. Forced.
Hey, Ed, what did the mountain climber name his son?
Honey, I'm going dredging this weekend with Robert Dupotti, okay? Okay.
He ain't even home.
She's home. Her and the grandkid just went up the stairs. You didn't hear him? It was like bang, 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 bang. I'm glad I have you should see how high the noise gate is on my mic, so you don't hear a lot of stuff like that. You'd be grandkids.
Yeah, because I don't hear them. I don't hear them through the.
Hurry back, Chris. Good night, Deej.
Well, hopefully this weekend
Am
I
I
have my
still
truck
coming
back.
out? I don't know. Are you still coming out? Oh, the next weekend would be the first weekend in June. You have that off because you were planning on going to Flash Bash. Hey Robert, is it okay if my friend Jersey Ray Diggs comes with me? Just say yes. It'd only be a one-time visit. She's from Jersey.
Joyzy.
Okay. Well, surprise attack from the grandkid. Come here, honey. Watch your head. Don't pull down the curtain.
I got banana.
You got, and yeah, look, you're invisible. Look at that. She's cloaked out. Ah, see? Can you see right there? You're all invisible. The cat, I don't know if it was Spike or Coco Loco.
What's in here?
Yeah, they come in here once in a while. As long as they're not climbing all over my coins and currencies, I really don't mind. But say hi to everyone. Just wave to that camera right there. Blow them a kiss. Blow them a kiss. Say good night.
Good night.
Good night, honey. Love you.
I do kisses.
Oh, yeah. Good girl. Watch out for my green screen, honey. Sorry, everybody. You know, live entertainment down in the basement.
Ask her a question. I know a lot of jokes about unemployed people, but none of them work.
Team PG5. Oh, but Jersey Ray, I thought you were gonna go to that dig by Zanesfield in Bill Marsh's neck of the woods. It's the same weekend, and I'm not going. I can't go. So I thought you were gonna go with Ohio Metal Maven and Nailed It Detecting.
Did you read what
How did
Terry
she
wrote?
get?
Terry, major forest fire in Halifax, over 200 structures, 150 homes burnt so far. Bummer. Oh man. Stay safe.
No bubble wrap this time, Bill.
I
I
don't
didn't
know,
even
Brad.
see the joke, Brad.
I didn't either, Brad.
I
What was the joke?
was preoccupied with my granddaughter and a cat, in search of a cat, a kitten. They usually come under our stairs, attack me this way,
Well,
or climb over
that
my
wasn't
coin.
a joke. Talking about looking for some missing people. I don't think that was the joke. Maybe.
Well, I don't know. It depends. The Brits have really dry humor. Are the Aussies the same?
Hmm. Don't know. I, my only uh time I ever was around Aussies was when I was in Vietnam, and those guys weren't. They
Yeah, he
were.
says no joke
They're
in that
joking.
one
Their
about the.
joking was about going to the bar and getting into fights. So I don't know what kind of humor they have.
Can do.
I mean, that was a long time ago. Maybe their humor's
JP.
changed.
JP's been here pretty much. What did Bill just elsewhere?
Can do better. And what's up?
Okay, Zanesville. Zanesville. Not Zane's Field. Zane's Field's up by Bell Fountain. Whatever. Jersey Ray knew. Call me
Yeah,
tomorrow,
Brad, I didn't.
Rich.
Yeah, Brad, I didn't think that was a joke.
Said it wasn't about the kid.
Right.
Did that when I was younger, then I woke up when I did a lot of stupid things.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Mr. Lodek. Open chat Tuesday.
That'd be good. I'll be home by then, Rach. But I'm having a hard time noticing really reading chat tonight. Because granddaughter and all kinds of other things. Robert, I didn't hear your reply on the comment about Jersey, because she was gonna come out and visit me again this year during. Last year it was during Gold Rush.
No, where was that video at, Kyle? Kyle said, "Did you guys see the video of the bear that got swept out into the South Yuba River river? Was crazy. No, where was that at?
If it was during winter melt off, that river be somewhere in Ohio. How are you, Brian? Good to see you. At
Going around on
somewhere in
Facebook.
Ohio at Freedom Fest. Terry Marshall, how you doing, Lefty? I was a forest fighter for 18. Thank you very much. Even though you're in Australia. Thank you.
Yeah.
What's his music?
Why don't
We got some crazy music going on outside.
Give me a second, do a spinny break. I've had a lot of coffee today. And water. Hot one.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we check out Busted Knuckles' video. It's really cool, and he does use a. He's got the Mini 6 little high banker of some kind. But yeah, he catches a ton of gold and them cracks.
In his
Wow.
providence, he can use equipment like that.
Right.
Same with Vogas.
Right.
Too bad they can't dredge there.
Oh man, what?
You guys could kill it if you could dredge on the. Take your mask and snorkel, Jesse.
Don't have one.
All right, you won. 2 cracks. Clean me out 2 cracks.
What did you say? What did you say? You'll rent me one? Okay, Ed.
For the price of cleaning out another extra crack for me.
No.
No. Whatever.
No, she said. I have to do what the boss says.
Whatever. Thanks, Ruby. Bite your lip. I'd loan you one anyway if you wanted it.
Dude, chances are I would probably be using it anyways.
I've heard that too, Caleb, but I try not to get into the drama of things. That's between them, not me.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pick sides either. If one of them would ask me to pick sides, they both lose.
No, not gonna. Yeah, I don't know what their beef is. Don't really care. It's I'm sure it's personal and has nothing to do with us or me.
Framing your first YouTube check, huh, Gold Hunter? Well, I'm going to drop the link in the chat room. I'm going to hop out really quick. I'll be right back, Jesse.
Oh no, you're gonna leave me to sit here by myself and twiddle my fingers?
Talk, just talk. No, you're
not a
good at
talk.
that. Get on another
Talk's
rant.
not. I'm
You
bad at
haven't had
talking.
a Jesse rant in a long
I,
time.
I already ranted. I'm done.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure there's something
Yeah, no,
else you
don't
could
know.
rant
No.
about. I'm really positive about that.
I did have something I did
But
want to talk about.
you,
I
you know,
cannot remember what it was. It was a really. I was going to ask
I
these
had to
guys
go
a
once
question.
during pre-show too, but I really gotta go. I don't want to sit in later in
Well,
wet paint.
well, hurry back.
I will.
Invest in a pilot relief tube. Let me read some chats and see what they got to say. I'm free to keep my head down and work. That's always a good idea. But you also have to keep your head on a swivel, especially nowadays. Keeping your head down used to be a good idea, but not today. You got that right, Brad. Life's too short for other people's drama.
Mm-hmm.
I like both of them, Joseph. I like their videos. I can't say any more than that because I only know them from talking to them across Zoom. So they were both good blokes. I mean, they had stuff to say, interesting, and their drama is their drama. That's right, Mona. No more drama. Yes. Oh, thank you. Got to hit that like, people. Or for Mr. Lodak reminded me to hit that like, I'd never do it. All right, get them pull tabs. You know what's funny? One of the first things I noticed about melee detecting, well, not just melee detecting. I mean, it's a universal thing. People collect anything, and not only do they collect them, they become experts in them. There's people that are experts in pull tab. Can look at a pull tab and tell you what can it came, what brand it came from, when, all that stuff. So
I'm sure they have.
you can't knock down uh, pull tabs. People collect them and people love them.
I'm sure they have a collector's book full tab too.
Oh, I'm sure. I have no doubt. There's, I wouldn't be surprised if there is a
Yeah.
white elephant pull tab out there. Someone that everybody's looking for, maybe one or two people have found. Anybody know? Come on, you metal detectors. What do you know?
Well, there
I'm
has
not.
to be a way to research pull tabs for years and dates.
Well,
That would,
you research the companies that use them.
yeah.
Match up the
What
pull
the
tab.
heck you get in?
Because if you look at pull tabs, they're all different shapes.
True.
They're all different shapes and sizes.
Chris, Yeti Mountain Trading, how you doing, buddy?
Eddie,
We packed the house up, moving home to Arkansas this. Going back to
done with Oklahoma, huh?
Oh, bye bye Okie, huh? Too many.
Benzo Gold in the house. It's going. It's going by.
It's going, that's for sure, Benzo bro. These are good
Oh,
chats.
wait.
We
Look,
adopted two
check this.
twins.
Check
Two
this out,
boy
Ed.
twins.
What did I tell you? Ohio Relic Hunter. Pull tab research invented in Ohio in 1962 for Iron City beer cans. RustyCans.com. I was right.
What you
And
tell.
and it would take it's going to take one of our fam to let us know where that information is, because we got all kinds in our.
What does David say? Jesse just climbed in your right ear and what?
Hmm? Yeah, wouldn't that be a trip?
Oh,
Full of
green
gold.
screen, yeah.
Full of gold. Imagine a world where all you wanted to detect was pull tabs, but instead all you found was gold coins and ancient relics.
Oh, why gold? Why gold? What's wrong with you, Mike? Why gold's like, by the way, you hear that there's a new gold rush happening right now? Face of tears, joy. Can't use anything except gold pan, dry washer, and shovel. No dredges or sluices. It makes it harder to get that gold. Snipe.
But not impossible. But not impossible.
Snipe. Not
Because
impossible.
we're human beings, and this is the kind of stuff that makes us think about new inventions and
Grilling and grilling with
methods.
Danny B. Good to see you, Dan.
So keep those inventions happening, people.
I'll be getting this out to you this week, hopefully, Dan.
T-Rep Adventures, what's up?
T-Rep. Cat, I'm going to let you down now. I don't mind you coming here that way. Just don't climb over all that stuff on my desk. Okay, okay, Spike, get out of here. About pulled my ear out. If it ain't one kid, it's a fur kid.
Yep.
Gotta love them.
Yeah, I agree. Sniping is what's taken over now at this point, because you can't, especially out in California, you can't dredge or use equipment and stuff. So, that, like I said, they take.
Well, it isn't
It's
just California
if they
now,
take
it's
one thing away from
Oregon,
you,
Washington.
if they take one thing away from you, we're smart enough as human beings to come up with another way of getting what we want.
Now, wonder if I think it's even illegal to use like gravity dredges in California too.
Uh, uh,
I
I'm
think
not.
they
I'm not
finagled it.
sure. I don't know. If it isn't, it will be.
I do sometimes, Caleb. Well, how far away are you away from the crater of diamonds, Chris?
That's right, David. It does, that type of cancer spreads.
Because bureaucrats it's all control here, Barry. Well, you're from here.
Kyle says, came across a couple of gravity dredge setups on the river.
I'd do it. It's silent.
Currently being used, or old ones that are left over from the 49er time?
Okay, sis. Good night, Jersey Ray. Idiots with
Right.
great
We know,
pay.
no gas. Night, Rachel. Stay safe out there. Yeah, that's right, David. Idiots with
You
great
don't
pay.
really need Zoom. You can come through your browser, Willie, unless you're on
He
your
knows
phone.
that.
But you'll have to get the app when you're on the show after we come back from our 6th season. And Willie will be our first guest of the
When's our last show at?
the end of June.
June.
End of June. June 27th. And that'd be the last show for this season, and we'll be actually into our 6th year.
That would really be cool, Joseph. Joseph says, last I knew, there was a petition up to change King's Law in New York.
That should be taken care of. It's an old stupid law, but if I got stopped by someone of authority, I'd
you know,
say
what
I
seemed to
catch
me,
and release. Sorry,
right.
catch and
It would
release.
seem to me though, Ed, that would have been some kind of law that would have happened before we became United States of America. So the Constitution should have made that null and void at that point, in my opinion. But what do I know?
Actually, I don't. I think here, Google. And was the king law?
Joseph says he didn't sign. I kind of like it now. Found my workarounds. Yeah, he's gonna let him know. I didn't find no ghost.
Oh, oh. Where did these laws? York's Constitution of 1775, ruled by the Duke of New York.
You know, once we became a country, though,
Change.org, yeah, here it is.
Duke crap don't count.
Here it is. Change.org. For the reversal of the King's Law in New York. So, hey, you want to get in on that petition, there's the link.
Well, he said, Joseph said he didn't sign it because he likes the way it is now because he knows he's got the workaround.
Yeah, kind of. But still. Which the last British port left in 17. Yeah, it
Well,
was
it just that's kind of odd that there
when
was
it
still
was done.
when
1775, a year before.
well, see, so in my mind, that means that should have been null and void once we ratified the Constitution and all that and became a country. That Duke no longer had power, so anything that he may have decreed would be moot at this point. The problem is, like, all across the country, when they make a law, it never comes off the books. Even if it's a law that doesn't get used, all those crazy laws we hear about all the time, they never get removed.
Yeah.
There should be some. That's the kind of there's a petition needs to get brought up. Remove all these wacky old laws
All
from the
law. What did Paul want to come on and talk about?
I told him we were here if he wanted to come on. I haven't seen him or heard from him. He doesn't respond, so I'm not. I just gave him the opportunity.
100% off grid would be nice, Daddy. Would be nice.
What do you call a sleepwalking nun? A Roman Catholic.
Yeah, heard that.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, I told someone the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. Terrible.
Can a kangaroo jump higher than a house? Oh, these Aussies ought to know this one. Of course. A house can't jump. This, I told my girlfriend, she drew her eyebrows too high. She seems surprised. Sorry, Ed.
All right. All right.
See, Brad says, those people who make the law have no idea at all. One person at the top simply doesn't like our activities. He will put the law on it. So who is he? He is just a man with a title. Yep.
Well, there
You,
again,
you know
it
what's
all
funny? Like in
goes
this,
to control. And if you look at national parks, national monuments, and wilderness areas in the United States, I can only say for sure for the United States, but could be the same in Australia, New Zealand, Canada. But from the looks of old mining district maps, old maps, a lot of the better claims were in national parks, national monuments, wildlife, which make them out of bounds. It's all power over the moolah.
right?
Oh, Willie's in the waiting room.
Wrenches repair and prospecting. What's up?
Hey, Wrench. Trivia time. What is the locked golden treasure inside? No hinge, no lid, but easily broken.
What is locked gold treasure inside? No hinge, no lid, but easily broken. An egg. Ta-da.
What you say?
An egg.
Makes sense.
Yep. Chris said,
Good job.
or Robert said, an egg.
Yeah, but he said that after you said it.
Oh, well, that's true.
Just joking, Robert.
Yeah, okay. Am I right or wrong?
He said good job. So I
Oh,
would take that
oh,
as
yeah, yeah, I'm right.
Wait. I would take that.
Oh, that's where I heard that. That's what Frodo asked Gollum in the cave. That's why I knew that.
Aha. Oh, we have Willie here
I don't
with
know.
us.
Doug, when's the next meeting?
Who you talking
Doug Ramey, when's the next gold meeting at a creek? I said, I don't know. When is it?
I don't know. Good question.
I don't know. How do you keep a prospector suspended?
Down
Or
east
is
detecting
suspense?
and
I'm sorry. How do you keep
prospecting.
a prospector in
Good to
suspense?
see Bob.
Hey, Bob, what's up? Doug's in Ohio?
Doug's in Ohio. He lives by Buckeye Lake. I believe that's south of Cleveland.
Mm.
I believe. I could be wrong, though. I'm not a native Ohioan.
Gold Hunter 77 says, I want to try some magnet fishing. What's a good magnet?
Kratos.
Craco's a good one. There's good ones out there. There's plenty of them.
Yeah.
What's your price range? What up, Brian? Brian, American Gold Prospector in the
What's
house.
the price range for a good magnet, Will?
Oh, that can depend. If you're looking for just like what I use, a good starter 360 will cost you maybe $100. You can get a Helios magnet from Kratos Magnetics for like after tax, it's like $110, and
Yeah.
you can't go wrong with that. It's barely a pound, but it can pull out so much more than it weighs.
I forget which magnets I have from Kratos. I think it's put up a lot better than my brute magnet did, but brute's a
Mhm.
good magnet. But I like my Kratos better. There is a
Yeah, a lot of.
link down in the description. Kratos.
And speaking of Kratos, I've got quite the story I can say. I just wanted to pop in and say about what I found after the event, and I also do have a photo I sent you, so
Oh,
through
okay.
email.
Okay. Is it a cannonball?
Sadly, I didn't get one of those, but
Yeah.
several other people did. And I've got a series of stickers here in front of me that I can show off for partial of who was all there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I went to the Wisconsin meetup in Beloit. That was a fun week, 10 days. But
Wow,
the event,
10 days.
yeah, I'm a little sore and a little tired
Oh,
still.
I sure.
When'd you get back?
I see. I see. You stay with those guys 10 days, but you
Uh-huh.
discriminate against us prospectors and stuff at Flash Bash two
You
years
know
in
how
a
it is.
row. You come, show up, get all set up, and then you bail. You know we
Well,
love you, Will, so we
I know.
want you to
It's just
stay.
I was more prepared this one than what it is camping out in the sticks.
Well, hopefully we can believe that the fact that you came to our event the first time as a test run for yourself,
Yep.
I appreciate that you're doing better.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah, by
finally
far.
figured it out. But anyways,
Sorry,
I've got
sorry, Willie. We like you, and those we like, we gotta give a hard time.
Of
oh
course.
yeah.
What's up, Ray?
It ain't fun if
Rayusa!
hey Ray. It ain't fun until you get made fun of. And trust me,
Uh,
I had plenty of that when I was in Wisconsin. That
Oh,
was some
let me
fun
guess.
stuff.
When you were wearing your Fallout suit.
Hmm.
Oh,
Everyone was like, "Who? What is that? Who is that?" They were all coming back from the bridge, and I decided, probably best idea to do this. It was,
that's funny. That's
I've
funny.
been I've been being a jerk here lately to people who wear masks. I
yeah,
like especially like cashiers and stuff, right?
yeah.
I went in Menards the other day. One of the cashiers was wearing a mask, so I put all my stuff down at the very end of the conveyor, walked my back up against the side, getting past her, going down to the other end, just staying totally away from her.
Uh-huh,
I think she got the hint because she pulled her mask down.
definitely.
Yeah, I
But
can be a jerk.
to give a overview, the
Well, let me.
event was
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Talk about the event, then I'll show your finds.
okay. Now, most of those events were before the event. Some were, I'll point that out when you zoom in on it, but
Okay,
most of
I'm
that,
gonna pin you up.
okay.
Now you're in trouble now.
Well, to start off, I went up there on Saturday last week. After 12 hours of driving, managed to get there at 8 o'clock and then took a tour of the city of Fond du Lac with the Rusty Magnets and also Iron Antler Adventures. and we went across the city and actually did see the Northern Lights. Now,
Oh,
mind you,
cool.
it was only available through a phone, and my phone's too cheap to do what theirs did, but through the video photography of it, we could barely see it, and it was an interesting little experience. Went past a few other notable places like the Al Capone's hideout and whatnot, and a few locations that have been hit by other magnet fishers, including the Rusty Magnet, since it's their hometown, and the Fisher and whatnot. But I and James and Risha went out Sunday, and well, not to toot my own horn, but I found way more stuff than he did with even weaker magnet. It's pretty funny. They say that Wisconsin is fished out. Nah, it's hardly even been scratched at. But throughout the week, we went from Fond du Lac to the adjacent town. Went there, found a few things, metal detected a little bit. James found most of all the good stuff.
Oh, man.
But Clay did find some kind of religious token, which was interesting. He's got a photo of it on his Facebook page. And then went from Beloit to Watertown. And then we next day we went to Beaver Dam and then stopped at a small creek when we had a lot more individuals there. We had the two UK individuals, Sonic and his close friend
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Ray.
I heard there were some British channels that
Yes, there
came all
was.
the way over. That's cool.
We had, well, I can just run down the list. We had Citizens Magnet Fishing there,
Here, you need
Joker's
to move
Magnet.
that over more toward, yeah.
Okay. Citizens, then Joker, then Wallace Family Adventures, Anita
More like
from
in front of your face.
yeah, Madtown Magnet Fishing as well.
There you
Oh,
go.
there goes one. Patterson Farms,
Yep.
Mabel Adventures, Bad Idea Lab.
Cool.
Stupid thing to work correctly. Give me a moment. Yeah, Bad Idea
A
Lab.
few people there, huh?
And then also did get Sonic sticker from Adventures with Sonic and Friends, and then he also gave a penny that has his logo on it. And
Sweet.
then once we got through all of that, the main event was Saturday and Sunday. Here's one of the stickers or the bracelets we had.
That's cool.
St. Jude's 2023 cat trash for cash is what it was called.
Right,
I got
and I
four.
think you guys raised like $6,000, was it,
Yeah,
for St. Jude?
Awesome.
yep, $6,000. The ceiling on it, we thought, or they thought was going to be only 3 grand. We got to 6 grand, and Sonic said that that is as much money as they made over in the UK for their event as this one. So
Wow.
it was a good day on that. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but yes, there was the area that we were at in Beloit. The park holds a significance of cannonballs.
Now, where'd those
There were
cannonballs originate? How'd they get there?
that was actually a train wreck through that area
Oh,
off the bridge. A train derailed there and scattered all of the ordnance for apparently the Civil War.
Hmm.
oh,
And
wow,
there
cool.
were 2 naval cannonballs, both 65 pounders, found there, and then several other grape shot sized cannonballs. And the first person to find one thought it was going to explode because we thought it had the detonator in it. So we had to call the bomb squad on that one, or
Ooh.
someone did, and it took them like 2 hours to get there. And that was Saturday because they had to drive clear out of Milwaukee to get to Beloit, and that's like a 2 hour drive. Uh,
Was it deliberately derailed?
I don't really know the whole information on that. You'd have to ask Clay or one of the locals on that one. I was
So
just
by the
there.
time, so by the time they got there, they figured out they didn't have fuses in.
Yeah, they were all solid. So
Yeah.
it was actually Two Brothers Treasure found the first one.
Oh,
Then I think it was Jericho and Hercules found the naval cannonballs. And then what was funny is Anita from Madtown Magnet Fishing was right next to me, and she says to everyone, "Hey, you might want to come down here. I found something dangerous." And we were still
oh.
believing that they were gonna explode, but she found one as well. I was searching up and down that bridge all day Sunday trying to find one, but I didn't find. I had a list for the bucket on a lot of things, but all week I tried to find an anchor, caltrops, uh, tried to find a gun, but did find. Where did I
You
stick
saw
it? Oh,
something that looked kind of like a gun.
yeah. Uh, I think I probably found the only bed frame out there, and then I found a one of those old uh space gun toys. You know, the ones that spark.
Oh, I'll
Oh
Back.
yeah,
show it here in a minute, but
atomic
uh,
gun.
Yeah, a comet gun.
Ohio Relic Hunter says, I wonder if the train engineer yelled, "Cannonball!" before
Might
they
have.
hit the water.
Yeah, that place was full of, oh man, railroad related objects throughout the day. I mean,
Oh, I bet.
spikes everywhere, and then pulling out the whole cribbing for the train trestle itself. The style of plates they have are a little bit different from the ones that I have here in my home state. The ones here in my state are actually way bigger. These are like really small looking ones that have like a diamond plate pattern on the bottom. And I want to also say that I found what I think was a train coupler hose, but I think it's too modern to do anything with. But it's like the real thick airline.
Yeah.
But I'm not too sure when that train derailed, but if it was I think it was a steam locomotive, but who knows? Maybe it's from downstream. But what was crazy is towards the end of the day, one of the other individuals on the bridge up the river, they found one of the old crowbars that they used to use to move track with. One of those great big, like 7, 8 foot uh,
Right.
bars. And
Uh-huh.
he gave it to someone, one of the locals or something. I'm not too sure. I mean, I know how big they are, but I didn't see it. I was still too busy trying to find a cannonball.
Here, let me show your finds. To the right way. All right, I'm at the bottom. Like an advertisement corkscrew. There, you should be seeing it.
Yeah,
got one of those.
I found that in a weird place, right off the bridge. Actually, no, that was in Beaver Dam, wasn't it? Days are getting kind of blurred together, but certain things were found. I the most of that stuff that's train related that was found all on one day. There's a small bridge that's been converted into a pathway in Fond du Lac that numerous magnet fishers have been to, both in the town and outside, and they always say that it's been fished out. Nah, every time there's a flood there, the water pushes more stuff around,
Right.
and I was finding rivets and all sorts of other stuff, train related.
Where'd you find that?
That oh, it was like several blocks away from where Clay
Is it,
and Jen actually live.
can you see any color on it? You see any
Uh,
color on it?
on what?
On the gun?
Oh, the gun. It's like red.
Is it?
Yeah, it's one of those like 50s toys or
Yeah.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
50s, 60s toys. That
Right.
was like wound up in a mess of plastic, and I think I found like one or two train plates stuck together on a wire, and it all came up together. And I'm not too sure what exactly I was using. I was using my Titans that I stuck together on what's known as a Hydra bar. It's just a crossbeam bar about yay big that you can stick magnets to. And other than that, I actually lost my Poseidon. There goes a $300 magnet in the.
What's that?
I got it stuck underneath the bridge. I didn't realize that there was a pylon or
Oh,
metal down on
man.
the bottom of the pylon, and
You
then
didn't
me
get
being
it.
me,
Should have got it back.
yeah, we searched for like an hour. Multiple people tried to. The rope was stuck down there too, but no one found it. So it's still there.
That, that thing you circled, Ed, that looks like some kind of release lever.
Yeah, or like Randy Scotty Tony said, a crank, hand crank.
Oh, okay. I'm not seeing it on mine, but
It should
that is
be
actually,
showing up. Should
yeah,
be by now.
that is the, oh,
Whoops,
wrong
you're
feed.
seeing the wrong screen now. Dummy. Showing. Uh.
Where'd you go, Ed? What the heck? Playing with the buttons again, aren't you?
Well, I forgot I had a display chair and not a window.
Uh,
Because I can pick separate.
Some crank wrench.
Yeah,
It's definitely.
that's actually a Model A or Model T crank wrench for an engine. I
Oh,
found that
wow,
off the,
really?
yeah, I found that off the bridge. That's not the first one that someone has found, because I remember seeing the same thing found last year in one of Clay's videos. And I'm like, that thing actually looks familiar, but I didn't know what it was. And then I actually asked him.
Yeah, not a Kickstarter for a motorcycle, huh?
No, it look what I thought it was a windlass, like for opening like over in the UK they use the key to open the lock, but that's actually a turn crank for an engine.
Oh, that's cool.
That was found Saturday, or no, Sunday, and it was just me and James fishing, and I want to say I found 200, maybe 200 pounds of railroad related material, and it was quite heavy to get into a bucket. I got the bucket still, it's all been out of shape.
So Joseph asked a question, wondering about magnet fishing.
Uh-huh.
He wanted to know if there was any money in it because you're not getting non-ferrous material, you're not pulling silver. And I'm thinking, well, for the most part, scrap money you can make, I suppose, if you wanted to. But there's people that have pulled safes out with money in them. There's people that have pulled purses out that have had money in them because it attached to the purse. That's so. But personally, I think that most of the people that do magnet fishing are doing it for exactly what you see right there, just
Exactly,
being
the
able to
history.
find cool stuff and figure out what they are and cleaning the rivers up. I mean, that's an awesome find. That gun is awesome find.
Yeah, it is.
That was like
that
And even
And
this
there's so many things
Leatherman
in there.
right there. That's a nice find.
I can go down the list on what I've got. These four pins, the large ones, or
Uh-huh.
three. Those were explained to me as the coupling pin for train cars. That one, and then the square ones, they're well over 100 years old, is what Clay told me.
Before they
And
use the modern day type of connection. Is that what
yeah,
you're saying?
mhm.
They would just drop a pin. Oh,
Drop
you
a
know what?
pin in it and call it good.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. I remember some really old black and white movies. I remember
Mhm.
Oh,
like
I
Buster
thought
Keaton.
maybe that's how the
Buster Keaton
trains
pulling the
were
pin.
back in the day when you were young.
The
Yeah, right.
device,
They did used to have where they just pull the pin to release it.
the middle object is actually a Picatoon. I was when we were what was it? Monday? Yeah, Monday. We went to an area where the Picatoons are along the river. I was actually the first one to find it. So I kind of got
So what is that?
a Picatoon. It's a
Yeah.
logging axe device that you
Oh,
use.
okay. I know it's the
Yeah,
spur.
yeah, the spur.
Okay, I got it. I didn't know what a Picatoon was. I didn't know that's what they
And
were called.
yeah, I got a nice, decent Leatherman right there. Boy,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
saw that too.
that one is a it seems like I'm always finding Leathermans no matter where I go.
That's crazy.
That was actually found off one of the bridges. Yeah, found off one of the bridges in Watertown. I believe it was like their
I,
main bridge.
I always freak out when I can't find mine.
So was then both the keys as well below the gear. The church key was found first, and then the other key was a clock winding key. Underneath that is I think it's a belt buckle as well, and then below the big iron nail is actually an old style wrench.
oh yeah, right there.
Yeah, it's still a little
An
crusty.
old adjustable there.
No, yeah. Yep.
That same bridge also, Clayton pulled up a railroad lock, and he was so giddy about that when he finally found it. The big square piece between the chain link and the car starter is
Yeah.
a ingot. We were at this
Let's see
really
what-
small canal, and Clay and Jen have been there before, and they said that it was a small stream used next to both a train bridge. Train bridge isn't there anymore. It's been replaced by a walking path, and then it was also part of a factory as well. We were pulling up ingots smaller than that. That one was like a medium-sized one, and then we were pulling out like ones that were 15 inches long, and they weighed about 50 pounds. Well, I think we found a grand total of 30 of them
Wow.
between, oh, I want to say there was 30 people, if not 40 people, throwing magnets in that small area. And
Pull them out, huh?
yeah, we found
So
that
what's
was
that?
also an area where four caltrops were pulled, three by one person, and then my partner, uh, Dennis, he goes by Bucky, but his Mad Mag one, he goes and pulls one of them out as well.
What's that thing in the center of that oval thing? What was that? Looked like lead.
Looked like a big, or let me,
What you wouldn't have brought that up with a magnet if it was lead.
That looks like a huge chain link.
It is. It's
Okay.
actually part of. I found.
Oh, is that a chain link?
Yeah, it's a chain link
Ah.
from the train.
Ah, I see. Okay,
There
cool.
was all of that train related material, the large stuff, and a lot of the nails that was brought up by me on the Artemis, and one or two that piece right there was pulled up from the depths with the Helios. And I was still blown away by what that small little magnet can pull out. I mean, that chain link piece is about 30 pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a boat chain.
Hmm.
That's a logging chain, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And
Some kind of big chain.
It looks pretty stretched out too, though.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a foot long almost.
Yeah, but I
But
mean, it also looks stretched. They do tend to stretch and then break. That's
there was
cool.
a bent one I found as well. I don't know where I put that. I think it got mixed in with something with. I was bouncing around between different vehicles with scrap buckets, and something got misplaced. There's supposed to be an axe head in among that stuff, but I think I left it in a scrap bucket. And then I found a train detonator as well out by Beloit, or not Beloit, but Oshkosh, where all the shanties for ice fishing are out there. There's this certain walkway that's a pier that people fish from, but there's a train bridge that was turned into a pathway out there. You'll have to
Right.
dig through uh, either the Fisher's footage or Clay and Jen's from the Rusty Magnets, and you'll see those before. But as an overview of 10 days, I had a pretty good run. A lot more history there than there is here in this state. But I know one thing. I'm going to, after getting a taste of using a kayak, I'm going to purchase one and then see what I can truthfully find in any of the rivers as well. Then I plan on getting my
Yeah, 'cause
boat
I've
registered.
always felt that you seem to lose a lot of opportunity by not being out in the water
Mhm.
and just doing over bridges. You know,
A lot of things are dumped on bridges, but I'm thinking that there's still a lot more out in the lake.
well, sure, because
Center.
look, you think about it. If the water gets, if the flooding gets strong enough and the water gets fast and deep enough, it moves stuff to the bridges. Well, it's got to come from somewhere, right?
Oh,
So it's
it
got to be
does.
coming from in between the bridges. So yeah, I know that most people just they do it off the bridges, and I get why because it's easy access.
Yeah. Speaking of boat
But
related,
personally, I think being in a boat, small flat bottom boat of some kind,
someone did bring a boat to the event that was
yeah, they use it.
outdoor influencer and badger exploration. They had a small John boat. They were out putting around looking for cannonballs as well. And I don't think they were successful on their run because it was in one specific area and
Right.
it was really rocky. You had to throw your magnet in a specific spot and then feel the magnet go down into the mud. Then you could pull it out. But on another term, there were, I want to say for 10 days, there was 5 anchors pulled out, and Jin actually found probably the heaviest one of them all, and it was with that really small magnet. I picked up the anchor. It looked like one of the old treble hook ones with the claws
Uh-huh.
on it. I think that was a 25-pound anchor, and she pulled it out with a magnet that's only a pound. So
Wow.
if you want to know power, get yourself a Helios. You will not be disappointed. But that's all I really wanted to say on that and show off what I found in Wisconsin.
Well, I appreciate it, Willie.
Mm.
If you guys like magnet fishing and stuff, check out Tin Man Magnet Fishing channel.
There was
So,
also several other big names there. If you check the Facebook page of probably been from Kratos Magnetics or the Rusty Magnets Facebook page, I'm sure both of them got a list of who all was there and who else was there. I talked to both of the UKers and a few other things. It was still great to actually spend the entire week with both Clay, Jen, James, Risha. For 2 days, it was Sonic and Friends. I got to spend the day with Brockton, and I actually gave my Helios to him because he was just having a blast with the thing. And since he had his wrist worked on, he couldn't lift any of the heavier magnets that I had. And I said, here, when you go back, take this magnet with you. You used it more than I did at the event, so I think you might as well have one. After,
Oh, that was cool of you.
yeah, I donated one magnet to the cause. I lost the magnet and then I gave a magnet away. So I think it worked out fairly well for me. On
Yeah.
another note, my partner actually won 2 of the trophies for the event. I'm probably sure I should have kept that secret, but oh well, secret's out now. That man alone pulled out 9 of the bikes of the 19 by himself off the bridge. It was
Wow.
one after another. And the problem being is there's more bikes down there than who knows who did what, because you know how hoodlums are. They steal the bike and then throw it in the river.
Right.
So he was just out on the we go out on the pedestrian side of the bridge. You have the gables, the concrete outlooks on the bridge. Apparently, that's the best place to find them. He found a giant road construction sign that must have been this wide, maybe 5 foot in width. One of the big triangular ones. It was a road construction sign with the stand still on it. I pulled out 2 bikes and then tried to get a third, but it kept slipping off my magnet, and I was still using a fairly powerful magnet setup. But for a good cause and a good time,
Definitely. St. Jude's
yeah,
Children's Hospital. Yeah, buddy.
yes, it was. We also were on the news as well.
Yeah, I heard that in one of the videos I watched.
Yeah, if you see the highlight reel, that lawnmower that's in the highlight reel, that was actually found by Mad Mag 1 as well. He just found a hot spot there. So he actually got the trophy for the strong man. It was a statue for who finds the most stuff pulled out, and he got that. But you were talking earlier about if you find gold, well, if you check his shorts, he's actually got that short where he was magnet fishing with me and he found that 10-karat gold wedding band, and that video alone managed to get him to win the most valuable find trophy
Cool.
as well. So I think for a man who's only been on YouTube for 6 months, he's making a heck of a splash in the community, and I'm glad I know him. We've got an idea. Yeah, we've got an idea for an event here in Kansas. He came up with the idea for it,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
we've been floating the idea around for it. I'm not too sure if it'll get any traction, but there's a certain town, let's just say hop, skip, and a jump for him. For me, it's a little more like, it's down the river.
Right.
So there's some
It all
history.
starts right here, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, buddy, it
Yep.
all starts here, then you put it in motion and think of it, plan it, put it in motion, go with it.
Definitely.
Well, time flies. You put us into overtime, Willie. But
Oh, that's an interesting one. But I'll let you guys go. Just
Well,
wanted
Well,
to
it's been
drop by.
fun.
you could
That's
just.
cool.
Mm.
I'm glad you had a good time. You
So am
were
I,
able to get out
Will,
and enjoy
and
yourself and found some really cool stuff.
Yeah,
Uh, that's always that's the best part.
one day I'll be back, but
Oh, well, I hope
there's
so.
there's other places around the US that are calling for a group of magnet fishers, that's for sure.
there you
Because the
No doubt.
waterways are really dirty still. Just when you think you find
maybe
it all,
It's,
you end up getting
it's
more.
like the gold. We'll never find it all.
maybe you guys could do kind of like what we were trying to do with Flash Bash and have it at a different location. Here.
That was planned as an idea for a few locations. Word and rumor was somewhere in Tennessee
Ah,
is like the idea for the next one, but I don't know the details. I just heard that conversation. So,
that's a
well,
lot closer for me, but
that's true.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on tonight.
definitely
Definitely.
appreciate
Usual,
it,
we get to talk to
Will,
you again.
showing us your finds. Um, all of you, thank you for joining us. Lurkers too. Podcast listeners, hope you enjoy the show. All of you, thank you very much. Hope you all had a great Memorial Day weekend for those of you in the States. Next week, we're having Josh Rinke of International California Mining Journal. Will, why'd you jump out now? Now I gotta fix the Zoom picture. Plug in the tornado.
He just popped off already, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Yopped off.
so before we go, what do you call a guy who never parks in public?
Tell
Private
us.
tutor.
Private tutor. Oh. On that note, next
Yeah.
week we're having the owner and executive editor of International California Mining Journals joining us. Josh Rinke. Until then, may you always have a flash in your pan.
You know what he's gonna say next.
That's right, because it does happen. Ask Bill, ask Ohio Relic Hunter. Don't ask Indiana Go Getter or Ray Rusa yet, but
No,
many
yeah.
others. Mike Vendetta, Carson, JP Lonzamore, Benzo Bro, and many others. Maybe
Many,
one
many
day
others.
too. We hope to meet you on the river. Good night, everybody. God bless. Love you all. Till then. Wait, what the? Beep.
What?
I go on a spinny break and everyone's leaving. Can't help it. We're in overtime already, Jeff. Ron for the Hills is here. I didn't see Ron.
I still don't see him.
Ron here. I can't tag him.
He's not
Can't
in here.
tag him, but if he was here, you know what I tried to do. But ever since I went cold and my voice got all wicked ugly, hard to do my rendition of Iron Maiden. Heading to GPS. Is there an after hours over at GPS? For those of you who don't know, that's goldprospectorspace.com.
Mona
Many
must
of
be
us
out west.
are members.
Mona must be out west because she says it's only 7:10 there.
Iron Marvin, Iron Marvin. GPS.
Every time Brian says goodnight, I gotta stand on my head. See you later.
See you later. Run, run for the hills. Mining.
There you go,
They
Bob.
use Dream Mat too. Good night, everybody. For real this time. Me and Jesse, we're out of here.
Later.
Later. Extend elastic time. Oregon, guys.
Yeah, I see that. Poor guy.
7-Eleven here in SoCal.
5, 4,
Good night,
3,
Colin.
2, 1.
There it is. Ooh, he doubled it.
Thanks for the super chat, Bob Drake. I mean, down east detective and prospector. Email me about your birthday bash thing you're planning on having. Bob.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay,
Really.
that's what
You
I
lose,
hear.
Brian.
You lost already, Brian. Already.
Hi,
We don't
JP.
pick numbers here. Always bet on red, black.
See, you know better.
Right? And see, you're corrupting Ray Rusa if that could have
No
happened.
kidding. Buenos nachos to you too.
Buenos
David.
dias, amigo.
Oh, he said noches. Buenos nachos.
Buenos nachos at the cheese.